What's up, good people, and welcome back to my channel where we bond over our favorite TV shows, trending topics, and everything in between that we care about. So today, I was actually in the middle of editing and I just got bored. I couldn't do it anymore. And so I was like, I need to do something to just change up my flow of the day. My creative juices are a little bit off. But I realized in trying to think of, well, what else can I do to put out a video, for you guys, because I know, I miss you guys, and I know some of you are like, where are you? So I wanted to put out something, and it occurred to me that the Shade Room did an investigative report on Darius Crooks, aka Darius Cooks, aka Darius Travoy Williams, about over a week ago now, and I forgot to bring it to the attention of all of you. So VIP community and people I know personally, I sent it to them, but I never did a video on it. And I was like, how did I forget that? But I'm here now to do a reaction to the Shade Room investigative report on the allegations against Darius Crooks, aka Darius Cooks, aka Darius Travoy Williams. And in addition, for this one, I'm gonna actually read a few comments at the end and just add some of my knowledge and feedback on some of the questions that we might find under the Shade Room's post of this video. But before we get into it, please like this video below to help our channel grow. And also, if you're new to this channel, this would be a great time to hit that subscribe button below, or you can watch a little bit more and consider it. But either way, please don't forget to like the video. So with that, let's get into the actual reaction of the video. The video is about 10 minutes, so I think we're gonna just watch the whole thing, and then again I'll add my commentary and we'll see what they're talking about in the comment section. All right, let's get into it.
Is he Darius Cooks or Darius Crooks?
He got some crazy people following him that are willing to do crazy things.
The chef and social media influencer has been accused of serving up scams for years, and if you call him out publicly, he allegedly retaliates by sharing your personal information. Cooks is now answering our questions in a Shade Room exclusive. I'm Justin Carter, this is TSR Investigates.
That theme song hits.
Darius Williams operates his million-dollar enterprise under the name Darius Cooks. Many of us know him as the funny, relatable chef who frequently pops up on live to connect with his fans. He sells cookware, he sells cookbooks, he hosts dinner parties that he says sometimes can net over $1 million in sales in just hours. But behind it all is a growing number of people who have beef with Williams. They say that his F rating on the Better Business Bureau is an indicator that his brands have been built off of lies, deceit, and doxing.
Amen.
So what exactly is doxing?
We got her kids on there as well, kids information. I put it on my Instagram.
It's when you share someone's personal or private information on the internet, typically with malicious intent. It's not illegal by law, but dozens of people like Angela Davis have come forward saying they've been doxed by Williams. Davis is a chef influencer herself and didn't think much when she made a Twitter comment several years ago.
There was a viral lasagna video of his that was circulating on Twitter. It was going viral in a negative way this time. And I commented, much like everybody else. And I didn't really think much of it. But later that night, there was another tweet that apparently we were both linked in the same tweet, and it was sent to him and he replied to that.
She says the two went back and forth, Angela writing, quote, "I'd appreciate not being tagged with him, thank you." Darius replies, quote, "Your work is dope. I wish I knew what makes you so angry," sending love and positive vibes. Later that day, Davis says Darius screenshotted their conversation to his followers, writing, quote, "Yo, I mean the hate continues. I'm done posting about this, but come on, we got to do better, people."
And I had to pause. I thought I was going to watch all the way through, but some of this I'm not going to remember to talk about in 10 minutes. But this thing here with the Kitchenista and Darius, I hear a lot of misconceptions and misinformation about how this piece of it started. And you get to see here, this is an accurate account of how it started. It literally started from the Kitchenista, and it was hundreds of people commenting on a post that Darius made. And, both comments were both positive and critical. And she happened to be one of the people who was critical of it. However, she didn't tag him in it. She didn't try to get his attention. She was basically going back and forth and tweeting with people she was associated with. And Darius then saw it himself because he trolls any comments related to anything with his name in it. He searches or whatever. And so he sees that obviously she's a person that he knew of. He had been following her, as he said in that post. As he said in that tweet, he was like, your work is dope, because he had been following her and copying. That's a whole nother story, stealing. And because she doesn't really respect his work, because Darius is really in it for the money, he doesn't really put effort into it. He does all kind of things that are basically disrespectful to the culinary profession, but yet acts as if he's a part of it to his core beehive. But anyway, this started with Darius seeing someone commenting that they didn't really care for his work. He then shows his audience as if it's like someone is picking on him so that they could then attack. And this, again, this was 2014. This is not new. And even Darius himself in that tweet said, the hate continues. So now, for all of you who think this is brand new and this is, a Vell thing or, a Kitchenista thing, this thing goes back way before that. This goes back to the beginning when people started to see his shenanigans, which was pretty much right away, that they knew he was a scammer. And so there's been talk about him being a scammer, and he's been blasted for over a decade. However, the difference is those people didn't have a big enough platform or presence to get this information out to the masses. And within the past year and a half or so, that narrative has shifted, thanks in large part to the Kitchenista, who had a large platform. So when she started to speak, people started to listen. And then the rest of us were basically freed to be able to speak ourselves because Darius could no longer silence us because we had smaller platforms. And I just wanted to catch you guys up on that because I know I have a lot of videos and everybody hasn't watched every video, hasn't had a chance to, or has no interest to watch every video. So I want to connect as many pieces along the way with each video as I can. I've come to see the need to do that because everyone has followed the journey of my video series from beginning to end, which really explains some of this as well already. But let's get back into it.
Talking about his food, critiquing him anyway, he retaliates by turning that person to his audience for the purposes of his audience, harassing them. We were harassed by his audience for the rest of that week.
A woman named Danielle Holland tells us it happened to her back in February 2022.
Found pictures of me and posted them all on his Twitter and, told me that he has my social security number and that he has a background check on me.
I have Angela's background check. I have Sonny Anderson's background check and Danielle Holland background check.
She says Williams found her Twitter handle and tweeted that he has her social security number, saying, quote, "I'm telling you I have it, screenshot that." Williams then shared this to his followers, pictures of Danielle Holland with her children's faces. It says, quote, "Y'all do me a favor and tell Danielle Holland we said hello. Hashtag Darius Crooks."
That's the issue that you have with me. My underage children don't have anything to do with that.
When confronted by Roland Martin on Twitter, Williams continued and wrote, quote, "F them kids." The Shade Room sat down exclusively with Darius Williams, who told us that this was all built up from months of harassment from Danielle Holland herself. It's someone he says that he's never met and has never done business with.
These are not private. These are things that she had already posted. These are things that are already on the internet. I posted it and my caption simply was, y'all say hey to Danielle Holland. Once I did that, she went back, she deleted tweets, she put her profile on private. And then it was,
no, she did.
Oh my God, I can't believe what he's doing to me. He's doxing me.
I was on my Twitter. And as far as names, I mean, calling you a scammer, if that's what you want to, qualify as calling you names, yes, I'm calling you a scammer, a liar, a predator, a doxer. Yes, I did call him those things.
We wanted to know how he's able to get this personal information, especially background checks and social security numbers.
I have a wide network of people who follow me. I have been forwarded documents from pretty much all of the people who don't like me and making all this noise. What I choose to do with that,
including me,
whether or not
so
it's
he claims
or not. But if I have the information, I have it. So I do actually have the background checks of some of the people. I didn't run them myself. People that work for like T-Mobile or they work for like AT&T, and I'm like, y'all calm down. They're like, no, we can get them. I said I had it. I'm not lying about the fact that I have it. I didn't run it myself. I don't even have her personal information to run.
And so you have a business, and as a responsible business owner, do you feel like it's appropriate to address maybe potential customers or, address the masses that you have specific sensitive information and you are willing to blast it? Do you think that's irresponsible as a business owner?
Well, first, I have it. I never said I would blast it. That's not in my character. I wouldn't do that. I have way too many followers. I'm way too experienced and polished. The business piece of it, you gotta understand twofold. One, I'm a business owner, but two, I'm also an influencer. So you have to throw that inside. I have 144,000 customers.
He gets into the bragging and the teaching.
I have their names. I have their CVV. I have their credit card. I have their zip code. I have their billing. I have all of it, right? Not once have you heard of any breach of that private information. Not once have you heard any scandal regarding breaches.
But Williams is no stranger to scandal. In 2019, he was sued by the state of Georgia for operating an illegal credit repair business called Above 701 Incorporated. Attorney General Chris Carr claiming that Williams, quote, requested and accepted payment from consumers before services were provided and made misleading claims that the company could get bankruptcies and debts permanently deleted from credit reports. It wasn't run properly. It was actually illegal.
So I didn't know, to be quite honest, when I started it, I didn't know that you couldn't do credit repair in the state of Georgia. They said to make it all go away, pay $140,000. I wrote a check. It was over.
More fallout after 3 of his restaurants abruptly closed in February 2020. Soul Crab Atlanta, Soul Crab Chicago, and Greens and Gravy in Atlanta.
You know, if I could be honest, it just got to a point where mentally it just became way too much.
Lavelle Baker says that he was friends with Williams for over a decade and saw what was happening behind the scenes. They dated for 2 of those years. He says that Williams' shady business ventures dates back about 15 years.
Vaguely remember conversation about him, wanting to be a millionaire, but I didn't know that it was sinister.
He claims that Williams created several businesses back then, like a food truck, a cupcake store, and a food delivery business called FreshGo. He says all of them tanked after a number of customers came forward claiming that Williams would take people's money but not fulfill orders. Lavelle says that he was a partner in the food truck business before it went south. Uptown Pies, does that ring a bell? The Cupcake Gallery, FreshGo, the Lunch Machine. There were several businesses that you have had over the years that have foiled.
Now, I had to pause that again because Justin is running down the list of the Chicago businesses / AKA scams and Ponzi schemes, and he mentions FreshGo. Darius is nodding. All of those, yes. Well, last year when Black Enterprise interviewed him, when he was trying to bamboozle them, they asked specifically, because FreshGo is known to be a full-on scam. It was supposed to be an online grocery delivery company, like a Peapod, and it didn't exist at all. And so what he did was created a website in order to have people thinking they're ordering groceries online to be delivered to their homes. They're putting their credit card information, they're ordering stuff, and it never shows up. And so that's how he was. And then there were some people, just in full transparency, there were a handful of people that said they did get some kind of groceries, but stuff was missing or all kind of issues with it. And it wasn't a lot of people saying that. So what I really think is, again, like a Ponzi scheme, you'll always have some people who will get the goods or service. I believe he was literally going to the grocery store and purchasing those items because there was no real, business, truck, employees, all of those things. It was him, a one-man shop, while still trying to run the Cupcake Gallery, Uptown Pies, and the food truck and all of that. So there's no way he was running that business legitimately. And there was hundreds of people who, once it all hit the fan, were online commenting saying this guy's a thief. He charged my credit card multiple times for things I never got, all of that. And so last year when Darius was questioned by the editor and reporter for Black Enterprise, he told her that he had never heard of FreshGo and had no association with any business like that. She knew differently because we had receipts. But now, again, his narrative always changes. Now he's on here because now we've proven that he did owned the company, now he's like, yeah, that was part of one of my businesses too. Smoke and mirrors, just full of smoke and mirrors. And it also reminds me that I plan to revisit that article with Black Enterprise, because as now things have progressed more, some of you have never seen the video I did on that, and the quality wasn't that great either. The quality was really bad. So I want to redo that video and actually just kind of go through all of the media coverage to catch the rest of you up on what's really happening here, because some people think this is just a my YouTube channel kind of thing or just a Twitter thing. It is not. This is like a whole thing that is happening on a national level through the media and all of that. I'm just one of the people who is personally connected to him that can give insight unlike anybody else. And so I'm able to bring my perspective because I'm the only person who's actually out here speaking about it, who knew him personally very well for many, many years. And so that is how I fit into the equation. I'm not the creator of all of this buzz. I'm the person who's trying to help in the coalition because of the insight that I have. And so with that, let's get back into this and see what Darius has to say about all of these companies he owned in Chicago and scammed people with before he ran off to New York and left a lot of people hanging and trying to figure things out.
Now you have one of your business partners, Vell, at one point saying that they were all a scam behind the scenes.
This has got to be about 15 years ago. So Vell has been holding on for this for 15 years. And I find it very ironic that now that he's becoming this gossip blogger on YouTube, that now this story and my name has to come up in order for him to get clicks and views and likes.
That part is hilarious because, and anybody who's paying attention could read right through that. He's asked about businesses he scammed that he's, let's go with allegedly scammed people in Chicago, hundreds of people. And his response to that question is that Vell has a YouTube channel and he's a gossip blogger and he's trying to get his YouTube career started or whatever he said. Craziness, because this channel ain't new. This channel was over a year old before he was even a subject. And I've been on YouTube since 2018. So smoke and mirrors, people, smoke and mirrors. I hope people are able to see through that. His answer to the allegations of him scamming in Chicago is Vell has a YouTube channel and is a gossip blogger. With the allegations. And Vell ain't the only one saying what happened in Chicago. Vell is backing up that he was there for it and lived it, but the story was already out about him being a scammer from Chicago. I was just able to tie the pieces together because I lived it. Craziness. Let's get back into this.
This is not the first time Williams has been called out for scamming customers.
Andrew.
Celebrities and influencers have also joined the conversation. Celebrity chef Sunny Anderson gave Williams his start on her Food Network show back in 2010, but in a tweet back in March 2022, Anderson implied that Williams tried to get her to invest in one of his companies. She said, quote, "Hey Darius, stop trying to divert attention by saying I was jealous of you.
That's always
the
it.
Emails don't lie. You tried to get me to invest in one of your scams and I tried to support, but my attorney reviewed your paperwork and that was a no."
That was FreshGo. He tried to get her to invest in that scam. He's going to scam Sunny Anderson.
Trust and believe they mean it from their heart. And for you not to send them their merchandise, she been asking you. I got all the receipts, Darius.
Social media influencer Andrew Caldwell on live blasting Williams on behalf of his fans who claimed that they were not receiving kitchenware that they ordered on his website.
What's the person's name?
Watch my reaction video to this if you haven't already. I'll put the card above.
These people
Hilarious.
saying that you are not a good business person, and
Or a person. He's not a good
they're
person.
all singing the same tune.
Sunny and I, we haven't spoken in
The same 15 years?
At least 10, 11, 12 years.
No, the same
Andrew
15
Caldwell
years.
is a whole different ball game. We were cool a month ago. Now all of a sudden he's beefing with me. I have no idea what that's about.
People need to understand there's like real life implications for some of these bad business deals that have gone wrong. I have a platform and I have a loud mouth, and that's why I decided to keep talking about it.
Thank God
Davis
she
also
did.
claims that Darius Williams stole some of her cookbook recipes in the past, will just remix them to make it seem like they're his. It's something that, though, Williams has denied. Now, we do want to point out, too, that Darius Williams has never been criminally charged and sentenced to jail for many of these allegations. But if you do feel like you've been scammed by one or more of his businesses, you're urged to reach out to your state attorney general's office or the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
I love the fact that at the end, he gives the call to action about reaching out to your local attorney general or the Federal Trade Commission. And that's what you should do. Like, again, this is no joke. This ain't no social media beefing. This is literally a real scammer predator who's actively still doing a lot of the same things that he was doing and being a predator in our community. And it has to come to an end, and it will. But anyway, let's look at a couple comments. I ain't gonna do too many because I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to kind of break it up from my day of editing. So let's see what's happening here. And I'm gonna have to put my glasses on for this one. Okay, so this person, Christy Spencer, says, do dirt, get dirt. You can't be greedy and think karma won't come back. He has to be tired of running from state to state, dodging everyone. It's a shame. He could have built an amazing, successful business. To all of those who fell victim to his scamming tactics, please know he will answer for everything. To his supporters, be careful. This is so true. He is, I know for a fact, I mean, he's a sociopath too. That's a whole nother story. With him running from state to state, he is exhausted and all that's happening, him being called out and exposed. However, narcissists are really good at flipping the narrative and basically hiding their real feelings so that it appears as if they're unbothered and everything is normal. But knowing him, you know, as well as I did at one point, I can see it and many other people can see it. It's wearing on him for sure. And like she said, to his current supporters, because there's still people who will continue to follow him, and that's on them at this point. I don't care about that. But they need to be careful. And, you know, you guys have no idea how many people have inboxed me who were following him even after all of this originally came out, and he was telling them we were lying, we were jealous, because everyone's jealous because I guess he's the richest person in the world. But he was telling them that, and they were buying into it until they got scammed. And then they're like, oh my God, I just got scammed by him. And so, you know, it's like they're playing Russian roulette over there, and it just is what it is. But okay, let's see what the rest of everybody else is saying. This person, Distinctly Deary, says he lied the entire interview. Look at his eyes. He used to run a credit repair business. He has access to resources. And that part is true too. He likes to act as if when he's claiming to have this background information on people, he had a credit repair business. He has access to databases in order to be able to pull up certain things. In addition, he has admitted multiple times that people who order from him, he has all of their credit card information, which should be encrypted, so he really shouldn't have it. The fact that he has it is actually a federal offense at this point, because there's a law against it now. That's a whole nother story. Got a lot of laws he's breaking, federal laws at that. But even with that, as she's saying, he's claiming that people are sending him this stuff. And people do send stuff, I know this. However, I do also believe that he's digging. He's trying to figure out stuff. And he does it to threaten you. This is a scare tactic for him. He feels like, because he's used to being able to bully people and silence them. And he's been able to do it for over a decade. And so it's only been a little over a year where that tactic is not working, because every person he tries to dox or intimidate or send his beehive cult after to harass, we're all persevering and we're all just, you know, full speed ahead, and we're helping support each other. And so one of his tactics is the whole background check thing. He claimed he had it for Sonny Anderson and the Kitchenista and even myself and Danielle Hollins. And that was a tactic to scare us in some way, like I don't know what the hell that's supposed to do. Like, was you going to run my credit or something? I don't know. But he does that to scare you. And it hasn't scared us, and we're still going, it ain't gonna scare us. So, but this is how dirty he plays. He plays extremely dirty. And that's why when he goes down, it's gonna be a very hard fall. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. As you see, I was in an interview that no one knew about. So there's a lot happening behind the scenes, and I can't talk about it. I just say there's a lot happening behind the scenes, and believe me, there's a lot happening behind the scenes. This part here is for public consumption. The other part I can't talk about because it's not. Yet. And when it is, I'm gonna let you see, just like I'm letting you see this. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna do maybe 2 or 3 more. Let's see. Let's see if we got some good ones here. Okay, so this person, Quarter Eyes 41, says, for him to admit his followers are abusing their rights to customers' information with their employers and providing him social security numbers is a privacy violation that is a major lawsuit. He stated to cell phone providers. And that's true. In this interview, he admitted that his followers who work for these cell phone carriers are sending him our personal information. That's against the law. And the fact that this is the thing that even this, though, they don't get it. They don't see it. They're part of a cult. It's like Stockholm syndrome at this point. They've been abused so long, they don't even see it and they enjoy it. They don't realize that Darius does not care about them. And that statement is a prime example, because if Darius cared about them, he would protect them. And he wouldn't say, oh, my followers who work for T-Mobile and AT&T, they send me this stuff. He's putting them out there because he really doesn't care about them. It's about them supporting him, but not him supporting them. But to me, if they're willing to do illegal things to cap for a social media predator, they deserve whatever's coming to them. And there are investigations happening with that as well. It is what it is. And I think what's important to understand for people who go this hard for social media influencers who they don't really know is that these are entrepreneurs. These are actors on a stage. What you see and what they give you is what they want you to see and what they want to give you. It does not reflect reality. So these people are going hard and doing illegal things, risking their livelihood for a person they don't know, because this person's telling them that we are the enemy and we're the ones who I guess are just jealous and making up all of this. I don't know who has time for that. I have no idea. But it's a cautionary tale. So let's see who's next. Let's see. Okay, this one is a good one. Purposefully Destined says, this is why we have to take our time when vetting business people. This is bigger than Darius saying that he did these things because someone did something to him. If you look at Darius, he's changed dramatically over the past few years. He's become obsessed with recreating himself and losing weight. He has some deep-rooted issues of insecurity. That is true. That is extremely true. He's still the fat man inside a smaller body. He is a mean person because he was hurt. Hurt people hurt people. I just said this the other day too. And this is good. This is a good point. And so they go on to say, I believe he started out with good intentions, but the more notoriety he received, the more he adapted to the mindset to get back at people. That part ain't true. He was always a mean person. And he always was petty. He was. And then they go on to say he actually became the very people that hurt him. Unfortunately, this will not end well for him. True. The fact that he keeps having all of these failed businesses, credit repair, restaurants, and all the stuff that happened in Chicago. But let's not forget that. This is all lessons for us to tread safely with these businesses and influencers. It speaks to just what I just said about not blindly following influencers. And I think it's important to vet influencers, because even through this situation here, and because of this particular situation, I've gotten many messages from a lot of you about other influencer scammers out there. And some of these people are people I knew, I follow, I actually enjoy their work and even celebrated, their wins. But I never vetted them. I just blindly, saw whatever their content was and started watching it if I enjoyed it and kind of stuck with it. And now finding out that some of them have these shady pasts, like Darius has a shady past, present and future. But seeing that was eye-opening for me to say, hey, when I'm introduced to these new people, and I'll be talking about those other influencers too. So hold tight. It's coming. It's coming. I got to catch up with everything, but it's coming. But seeing that and hearing that and seeing, like, my eyes have been opened to this world that I didn't really know existed with scamming and influencing and social media. But what it has taught me in this very short amount of time is that when I'm introduced to new people, I will vet them. I will Google them and look them up and try to see, hey, what are they really about, before I start to support them, even with my likes and views, because that equals money for us as influencers too. So with that, I didn't want to get too deep in the comments because that makes the videos real long, and I again wanted this to kind of be just something quick. to give y'all some content, say hi. You know, I'm thinking about y'all and I am working on our other stuff. But let me know what you guys think about the Shade Room investigative report, which I didn't even know they did this kind of work. I didn't know they did video work, etc. And it was very interesting being on the other side when I was asked to be a part of this interview, and there are some others too, but can't talk so much. But it's just been interesting being exposed to, you know, that side of things with the media interviewing and all of that. It's good that, you know, that they finally picked up the story. It was another story by itself. But we're happy. Thank you, the Shade Room, for picking up the story. And if you guys want to see it, I'll have the full video linked below. It's also on Instagram, but they post a lot. And so even when this came out, within an hour or two, there were like 7 or 8 stories on top of it. So it kind of got suppressed and buried a little bit, but we'll take what we can take. And, you know, I'm putting it out here as well. So with that, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below about the Shade Room investigative report. And again, any recommendations or anything when it comes to influencers or people of note that you would like me to do a story on, feel free to hit me up in our text community. You can just join it to be a part of the VIP text community and just say hi Vell. Or if you have any information that you want to send me discreetly, you can text it directly to me through the VIP text community. And also, if you haven't already, please like the video below to help us grow. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you're not already a subscriber, this would be a great time to hit that subscribe button below. We got all these series, we got all these videos, and a brother is humping, trying to get this stuff out, trying to keep y'all informed and entertained. And it is a lot of work. And this is work. And so I'm asking, if you enjoy this content and you've been watching multiple videos, please hit that subscribe button. And that way you'll also know when I'm posting new videos if you hit the notification bell. So with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.
Hey, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jets. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest.